Folks, welcome back. Are you guys ready for some shock and awe? I don't think you're ready for this. Are they ready for this? Are you ready? All right, here it goes. Special illustration rares from the new sets are more rare than alt arts. I said it. And you guys know I don't spot out baseless claims on this channel. I got all the numbers and data to back it up. Hold on one quick second. All right, I got you. But we can use this data to see exactly which sets have the hardest hit rates for the cards you want. And so it might be able to tell you which ones to make a play on for short-term, long-term. Might allow us to get an idea of which sets are going to perform best long-term to pick up now and hold on to. So we're going to jump into all that. But first, I gotta shout out today's video sponsor. It is Arizona TCG. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of slabs you're looking to move right now, get some liquidity. PSA, BGS, CGC slabs, you can send them to Arizona TCG and they will move them for you. They have very transparent fees, only 13.5% to do all the work. $5 extra shipping fee if it's under $100, but let's be honest, eBay fees are 13.25% plus whatever shipping costs, shipping materials, all that. You're actually probably going to make the same amount, if not a little more, having Arizona TCG do all the work for you. They'll run it through their 100% positive feedback, 10,000 items sold eBay stores, so you know it's going to go for top dollar and get all the eyes of eBay on it. Make sure to check them out, guys. The link will be in the description in the comment section below. Okay, so let's start out with SV base. Okay, first off, there's a difference between hit rates of specific rarities and specific hit rates of cards. All right, I'll tell you how they're derived. The hit rates are just how hard it is to hit a specific rarity. So with SV base, an SIR is 1 out of 32 packs, meaning every booster box should have one in it on average. Okay, however, the chances of hitting a specific SIR jumps to 1 out of 318 packs, right? Because there is 10 SIRs in the set, right? And it's 1 out of 32, so it kicks it up, okay? Now, Pokemon does not create every set equal. I've talked about this before. And no, I'm not talking about they pick winners and losers. Like, I'm going to put Charizard in this set. We're going to put Gengar and Mewtwo in this set. We're going to put Rayquaza, Giratina in this set. But then we're going to put all these Pokemon no one knows about in this set. So that set's going to do good. No. I'm not getting into which Pokemon do better and all that BS. No. I'm talking about they actually pick winners and losers. What I mean is Obsidian Flames has 18 total hits, SIR and IRs. That's it. 6 SIRs in the entire set. Whereas Paldea Evolved has 51 SIRs and IRs with 15 SIRs in that set. It's 2.5 times more than Obsidian Flames. Now, Scarlet Violet base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames are all 1 out of 32 packs to pull an SIR, a special illustration rare, okay? They all have the same exact hit rates. However, like I told you, base set's 1 out of 318 to pull a specific one. Paldea Evolved is 1 out of 468 to pull a specific one because there's so many more. Obsidian Flames is only 1 out of 158. That's why it's so easy to pull your Charizard. Because there's so few SIRs and the hit rates are still easy. So you see it really often, okay? Now, Paradox Rift is where it jumps up, okay? Paradox Rift, they jump the pull rates to 1 out of 47 packs. Meaning it's the first set you're not going to pull one per booster box, okay? Not only that, Paradox Rift is the second biggest set in terms of hits next to Paldea Evolved. It's got 49 total SIR and IRs, and it also is tied with Paldea. It has 15 of those as total special illustration rares. So, you have the second highest, or you have the tied for the highest amount of SIRs, okay? And you have harder hit rates at 1 out of 47 packs, which pushes your specific hit rate to 1 out of 712. 1 out of 712. This is now surpassing some of your alt arts. Not all of them, okay? If you go look at hit rates for Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, some of those sets with tons of alt arts in them, they are still much harder to hit than these cards right now, admittedly. However, go to some of the later sets. Go to like the Brilliant, the Astro, the Lost, the Silver. Those hit rates are usually in the 6, 7, 800s to pull a specific alt art. Okay? So, you have Paradox Rift cards already competing with the rarity of alt arts, okay? Now, Temporal Forces. Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade, they up the pull rates to new all-time highs in Scarlet Violet era. They are both 1 out of 86 packs, okay? So you're talking 1 out of like 2.5 booster boxes you're going to pull an SIR now. Astronomical, okay? What they've also did, they put 32 SIR IR hits in both of those sets, 10 being in Temporal Forces, 11 being in Twilight Masquerade, which kicked that number up to 1 out of 855 for a specific SIR in Temporal Forces, and 1 out of a whopping 941 to pull one in Twilight Masquerade. That's why that Greninja is so expensive. That's why that Greninja is so hard to hit. It's 1 out of 941 freaking packs. That is more than your Lugia V. That's more than your Giratina V, right? That's more than a lot of your top alt arts. Not all, right? Some of those cards in Fusion and Evolving and Chilling, because there's so many alt arts and the pull rates are hard, they're still a little harder. But Twilight Masquerade is right up there. Temporal Forces is right up there now with all the alt arts, and it has surpassed a lot of the alt arts in some of those lower alt art sets. That's where we are, guys. And so this rhetoric that Scarlet Violet era isn't rare just went out the window. Pokemon continues to raise their pull rates every set that goes on. And if we continue to get larger sets with more hits, it's just going to push that number higher and higher on pulling that specific one you want, making each specific SIR more rare than the one before it. So if you want to know what the actual pull rates are for Silver Tempest, all right, an alt art is 1 out of 168 packs. So it's still more rare, right? It's still harder to hit an alt art total than it is to hit an SIR, okay? However, because there's so few in Silver Tempest, it's actually only 1 out of 674 to pull a specific SIR, to pull your Lugia. Same goes for Lost Origin, right? It's actually 1 out of 201 packs, they say, but it's only 1 out of 804 to pull up a specific alt art, like your Giratina. Both less than Twilight Masquerade and Temporal Forces, and actually Paradox Rift is even higher than Silver Tempest. So, what does this mean? It means a couple things, right? You can definitely make some speculations, make some short-term plays on these cards, especially graded, and they may do well. You may do well in the next 6 months, a year and a half, 2 years, depending on reprints, depending on, market sentiment and all those types of things. But you might do well holding on to some of these cards that are much more rare than people realize. Also, speaking about which sets to move into long-term, well, it's two schools of thought, right? Some people will say, well, Alex, won't people want to open Obsidian Flames then because it's easier to pull that Charizard? Yeah, maybe, but, something's too easy to pull. Usually it's not worth as much money, so it might just never, look at Darkness Ablaze, right? Charizard has 0 value. And so Darkness Ablaze has been very stunted in its growth, right? With the higher volume sets of hits, it's harder to hit the ones you want, but there's a lot more hits in it, right? And so that's why like Paldea Evolved and Paradox Rift and even these newer sets, because they're so hard to hit, those are the sets that I'm really targeting. SV Base, Obsidian Flames, I've got some of it, but I'm not really going heavy on those sets because I just don't see, one with the rarity, the hit rates, the amount of hits in them. I just don't know if those boxes are going to be as sought after because I don't know how long they're going to want to be opened and, how expensive the hits are going to be in those sets because they're just not as rare and hard to hit. Obviously, I still am making some plays. You guys know I like the Miraidon, Coraidon, the Miriam. And obviously I have the Charizard. So there are plays you can make. It's just for sealed product-wise, I like Paldea, Paradox Rift, Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade for the time being. Obviously, we have half this era to go. We could see other booster boxes come out that trump those. But for the time being, those are the ones I'm targeting. Paradox Rift in general, because it's been so cheap. And I think people are kind of sleeping on the fact that 1 out of 712 packs to pull that Roaring Moon, right? That's quite a bit, right? It's not as easy to hit as all the previous sets have been. It's not very easy to hit. And honestly, it's right up there close to Temporal Forces, Twilight Masquerade, even though it's still 1 out of 47 packs compared to 1 out of 86. And so, yeah, I mean, this is a different kind of video. A lot of numbers, a lot of facts, a lot of data. It just gives you a different perspective to think about what kind of cars you're wanting to buy, what kind of boxes you're wanting to move into. And so obviously, guys, as I say with everything, with this data, with pop reports, with anything out there, it's only one data set, right? You got to take in all the factors into account whenever you're making your decisions, and even then, the market can still not behave the way you predicted. So don't take all of this as like, the end-all be-all. But I thought this video was, it was worth it to make. It's nice to know these things, and it could help in your decision making. It could actually make you some money if the market does go the way that the data suggests. So that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be back here in a new one soon. I'm out.